Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for October. This month begins with the Sun and Mercury combining in the part of your scope to do with friendships and long-term aims. And it could be a very sociable month, but it also can be a time when you find yourself connecting with people through a professional dimension more frequently too. Joining some kind of business club, or if you're looking for work, a job agency where perhaps you will go to some kind of centre and engage with others and get greater skills. Your desire to open up your horizons is always a fantastic thing with almost every Sagittarius, and it's been especially strong over the last 2 or 3 months. But the accent has changed, and it's going to change some more this month when on the 9th of October, Venus, the planet of love and affection, moves out of this area and into one which is much more to do with responsibilities. If there is someone you're quite smitten with, this transition could see you thinking much more seriously about the prospects for the future. But of course you don't sacrifice your independence very easily. So if something's set to become a firmer fixture in your world, you'll want to feel that it's really, or that person is really right for you. And there can be some exploration around that this month, not least that Mars is in an opposition with Neptune in the first couple of weeks. Towards the end of that period, Neptune also opposes your ruler Jupiter. Now, if you are thinking about property or trying to raise your profile and become a little bit more interacted with the world at large, the range of influences this month can be really helpful to you, but you also need to be conscious of what gives you the framework, the foundations to support any ambitions and goals you might have. And if any of these are a bit unclear, fuzzy, or unstable, things could soon fall over if you try to make a pitch in a more ambitious way. And that test between Mars and Neptune in the first couple of weeks of this month is one you need to overcome. Also, Saturn, the planet of structure, has returned to your sign after a 4-month hiatus. This happened in the middle, or the 18th of September. So you start the month with Saturn back with you. If you're born in the early part of Sagittarius, the first week of Sagittarius, I do feel that you're going to feel the influence of Saturn almost straight away. But it is actually forging, ironically, a great link with Mercury in the first 2 weeks of this month. And Mercury, although it's twisting backwards and there can be cross wires or changes of plans around any kind of social situation you may be invited to, if you're thinking more about your long-term future and how you can focus on making the most of your talents, the best way to do this is to close down your width of activities to the things that are really crucial. Now, the more you can limit the range of your activities, the more successful you will be. If you spread yourself too thinly, you could start to feel really exhausted and almost overwhelmed by life. So, the angle between Mercury and Saturn, despite Mercury's retrograde, can be a great opportunity to be that much more organised and precise in your approach. But from the 9th, Mercury goes forwards and Venus joins up with Mars and also Jupiter in your sector of ambition. On the same day, however, the Sun goes into an opposition in your in Uranus, in your sister fire sign of Aries, goes into an opposition with the Sun. This suggests that your social situation, or even romantic one, could be rather fluid at the heart of this month. Too much work will make you a dull person, so you do need to stay connected to your friends and the people who can feed your imagination and that love of stimulation and investigation that's a big part of your nature. But I do feel that you could find yourself doing some unexpected things, but also losing a little bit of focus at the heart of this month. Venus also goes into an opposition with Neptune in week 3. Be realistic, particularly around love and property matters. Hugely important. However, Venus does redeem herself when she goes side by side with your ruler in week 4, and you could have a conversation then which can prove to be hugely fortunate for you as far as your career is concerned. Something can change and some kind of connection you've got with someone influential who takes to you as a person, where you have a real rapport, a spark between you, that can turn out to be very lucky for you for many a moon to come. The Sun does move on the 24th, however, into a more sedentary, quieter and reflective location, and for the following month can see you needing to step back from the fray a little bit. But it's true to say that the full moon on the 27th can also be an opportunity to make sure that you're giving yourself the space and time to recuperate, particularly if your schedule is ramping up. I think ambition is going to be an incredible part of this month for you. If you play your cards right, your astral cards right, a big breakthrough is possible, but you must be realistic in your expectations, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.